guys, it's Siobhan Muir. Welcome back. So we did the crust and we can show you what that looks like, but the big thing now is to do the pumpkin pie. So what you've done is hopefully you've cut your pumpkin in half, your pie pumpkin in half, and you baked it, and now you have pumpkin. So you now need, beat together with smooth, so we will need the hand mixer, but you will need 1 1/3 cups of pumpkin and 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, or I like evaporated milk and then I put my own sugar in it. Then you'll need, you need 3/4 cup of sugar. Then you'll need an egg, and then we'll add the spices. But in the meantime, what we need now is 1 1/3 cup of pumpkin. So we will snag 1 cup and 1/3, which is right here. So you'll need 1/3 cup. Can I have a knife, please?
Yeah. Butter?
Yep. I might use this.
It's not exactly straight.
Yeah, I was hoping actually what I will do is I will do this. So 1/3. Ta-da! And it goes black. 1/3 of a cup. All right. And then I'm just spooning the stuff out of the fill up. Make sure that we get enough pumpkin in there, because you want, since you spent all this time, you want pumpkin. The Death Star, that's right.
Force is strong with this one.
We are hoping. So that's all you need to start with. Now, when you make a full pie pumpkin, you're going to have plenty of pumpkin. And I'm just going to add a little bit more because I like it. Tastes like pumpkin. All right, now it's not sweetened or anything, but it just tastes like pumpkin. All right, then you'll need the can opener.
Okay.
And 3/4 cup of sugar, which is that orange bowl, I believe. So, cup of, or a thing of milk. You can mix that together if you so choose. You are going to use a what's the right word? You are going to use a hand mixer, but in the meantime you can stir it up with a spoon, or in my case I'm using a spatula. All right, then we need an egg and the cinnamon. One egg. And then the cinnamon and all of these other spices. Hot water. We're going to need then they're going to add, at the very end is a 1 cup of hot water. If you do not have time to wait for your kettle, which we don't, you will go ahead and put a cup of, in one of your Pyrex things, put it in the microwave and heat it up for about a minute. But I'm going to add the sugar. And then I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. No, I'm sorry, a full teaspoon of cinnamon. Oh, I got the half a teaspoon. Full teaspoon of cinnamon. Full teaspoon of cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Now, with our family, we don't have ground nutmeg. We do it ourselves. And these are nutmeg nuts. And what you do is, because it's already been ground, you kind of do a little bit in your trash can to get a fresh surface. All right?
You're going to want to do a lot more than that. No, maybe not.
So you want it to look white.
You don't want any of your old shapes.
And, ooh, and it is wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can do it if you like.
She's going to do it.
Because I like
She likes doing that. Because really what you need is what amounts to a half a teaspoon, but not of the fresh stuff. So what do you think is a half a teaspoon of the fresh? And that might be enough. Don't you think? You don't need, of the fresh stuff, you don't need nearly as much. Because if you put half a teaspoon of the fresh stuff in, you will be a nutmeg!
I can smell it.
Yeah, you can smell it. So there's that. Okay. Then you need a quarter of a teaspoon of cloves. You might have a teaspoon of cloves.
Huh?
Ta-da! Quarter of a teaspoon of cloves.
I'm not sure if this is hot water.
Do you want to stick your finger in it?
It's not all that warm.
It's warmer than you think, but that'll do just fine.
Okay.
And then I like adding cardamom. Cardamom is one of my favorite spices in baking. I love cardamom. So.
Well, we do have our pumpkin spices put together already. If you just want to do that. Instead.
No.
No, okay.
No. Now, you can use what's called pumpkin pie spice. And I think you could get away with doing probably a teaspoon of it. Maybe more than that. Because I do mine all, the proper measurements. Yeah. So I'm going to mix this before I add the water. This mixes all the spices together. Gonna be watery for a couple different reasons. One, you have the squash, which has water. Can you keep that up some more? 30 seconds? Yeah. Then what you want to do is you want to add the 1 cup of water, and you want to make sure that it's hot. Because part of what it'll do is it'll, oh, I forgot to set the oven.
What do you want to add?
375. 375 Fahrenheit is what you're going to want to set your oven at. And when you mix it, you're going to get some of this pulp. That's very normal because you're dealing with a regular. What?
Some of the nutmeg got in the water.
Oh, all right. Just go ahead and pour that in. So you're going to add your cup of hot water and mix that up too. Part of this is to make sure everything is well mixed. If it seems watery, that's normal. I know it seems like a strange thing. You don't normally usually expecting it to be very, very thick. But don't worry about it so much. I am going to stir this to make sure everything's off the bottom. It is going to be watery. because that's part of adding that extra. This only might make only one pie. Well, then we can make another one.
Yeah, we have enough pumpkin to make another one.
We have enough. Yeah, we do. All right. And it probably will fill that one pie crust.
Do you want me to bring it over?
All right. Yes. Yes. So, like I said, it looks like just kind of pumpkin liquid, full of spices. And I'm just going to gently pour it in.
Oh my.
But it fits that big pie.
Yes, it does.
Okay. And make sure that you scrape out all the spices because you don't want to miss any of them. All right. Set this aside.
Oh boy.
And now making the pie part is the easiest. All right. So this is what it looks like. Ta-da! Look at that. So that's what your pie should look like. Now again, it's going to seem really, really watery. Don't worry so much about that. That's normal. So what we're going to do is after we make this pie, we're going to throw it in the oven and we're going to bake it for 55 to 65 minutes, depending. You'll have to futz with it depending on your elevation and altitude and all that stuff. But we usually ended up doing it for about an hour.
Oh, good. That's where I put it out.
Yeah, about an hour, and then we test it from there to see if it's all the liquid has gone away. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put this sucker in the oven.
Not yet. We're not.
When it's ready, we're going to put it in the oven, and then we will be back to show you what it looks like when it comes out. And then it says, what you want to do is you want to cool and enjoy with whipped cream. You want to let it cool entirely. You can let it cool on a wire rack and then throw it in the fridge so that it solidifies completely. You definitely want the entire pie to be cold by the time you're done. Because if it's still warm, it won't have set up completely. Ready? Oh, she's trying to measure to see if this pie will go in there. You're gonna have to open both doors.
I did.
And yeah. So what we'll do is we'll put it in the oven. When the oven's ready, it's gonna take a little bit, and then we will bring it out and you can see it. In the meantime, I still have quite a bit of pumpkin, as you can see.
I'll rinse out the bowl.
And we might end up making a second pie. Although, given the recipe, it'll make too much for that small pie plate.
Okay, so we might make like pumpkin bread after that.
Yeah, so we might end up making pumpkin bread. But the idea is we are going to have a very large pumpkin pie, which is good. But we'll need to drain this pumpkin. In any case,
shut it.
in any case, when this is done, we will definitely show you. So, in the meantime, we're going to throw it in the oven, and then we'll be back in a little bit. So, see you soon. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Siobhan Muir. Okay, so I did all the work, and we put it in the oven, and we finished the pie, and the pie is pretty much done baking, and it's right here. So here's what it should look like. Ta-da! A homemade pumpkin pie. Big sucker too, something you expected to buy at Sam's Club or something. But it's definitely smells really good, looks really good, fairly even. And despite it being as liquidy as it was when we made it, it cooks up really nice. Now it's going to take a little while for it to cool down. The rim is cool, but the base is still pretty hot. And but yeah, you see how easy it is to make? The easiest part, of course, is just making the pie itself. The harder part is getting all the things prepped, like the pumpkin from the actual pumpkin and the crust. But one of the things that I have learned, and I made the mistake of doing this years ago. I made a pumpkin pie from a pumpkin. And ever since then, Mr. SM has said to me, yeah, so I don't like it when it comes from a can. It doesn't taste good. So be aware that if you do decide to make your own pumpkin pie from an actual pie pumpkin, your family will probably tell you they never want another canned pumpkin pie again. So, hope you enjoyed these videos. Sorry that the first one got cut off. Technology. But I wanted to let you know that you can always subscribe. So, and hit that little bell down there. Hit the little bell, subscribe to my channel so that you can get notifications when I have a new cooking video up. And happy making, happy baking, happy eating, and happy reading. Thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you later. See you later.